Gonna be showcasing this spirit today. Starlight seeks its miners. It's interesting because when I first tried Starlight, it seemed natural to draft a good major early on, reliably threshold it with the elements that you unlock, and then repeatedly play it every turn by using your Reclaim 1 ability, your growth option rather. That is until Ray from the Spirit Island Discord opened my eyes to an alternative build, one that eschews majors altogether. And the key observation is that you can potentially reach 5 card plays, 3 from your growth track and 2 more from unlocking tracks 2 and 4. So yeah, this is quite powerful because if you get to 5 card plays, you will be generating lots of elements and really unlocking a rainbow of innate abilities, and that is incredibly powerful. So here's how the opening for such build works. First, we always unlock track 1 on turn 1, so adding a presence, going up from here. Then we can gain a minor power using this. Of course, we take 1 energy after that. Then we play Shape and Boon. So this one gives us 1 minor power. This one gives us 2 minor powers. So at the end of it, we'll get 3 minor powers and 3 energy because we are going to forget Shape the Self anew. And that will also require us to forget one of the minors that we drew, either the one from Shape or the one from our growth. By forgetting that, then we can use Boon of Reimagining to get 2 more minor powers. So at the end of the first turn, we would have had, so let's recap again, get 1 minor from your growth, 1 minor from Shape the Self anew. We'll forget one of them in order to use Boon, which is a 6 choose 2. So at the end of the first turn, we will have 3 minor powers. And on the next turn, turn number 2, we'll do it again and get 4 minor powers. So we are starting turn 2. We are starting the turn 2 fast phase with 4 minor powers in our hand. And from there on, we can begin playing those minor powers and start to actually interact with the board from then on. We will weave in Gather the Scattered Light of Stars whenever we run low of cards in our hand in subsequent turns. The first time you play Gather, you'll want to forget Boon of Reimagining, which is now in your discard pile, right? It says you can forget a unique power card, and this is a unique power, so we'll forget that to reclaim 5 cards. Right, so we only do this when we are low on cards or if we really want to get a card back. Then we'll keep playing, and the second time we play Gather the Scattered Light of Stars, we'll forget this card itself and reclaim 5. So 2 reclaim 5s in total. That's a total of reclaim 10, which is more than enough to give you enough time to add presence from track numbers 2 and 6 from turns 2 to 5. So you want to be unlocking these 2 tracks simply because both of them give you extra card play when you reach the end of it. Right? This gives you a card play more instantly, but you have to commit 1 growth option every turn if you want to keep getting the extra card play. Whereas this takes much longer to unlock, but it gives you card play for the rest of the game and 2 other elements while you're at it. Right. So after you unlock these 2 tracks, it really depends on your card hand management and your energy. If you're running low on cards, if you have forgotten your or Scattered Light of Stars already, you want to start working on the Reclaim All track. If you are low on energy, you might want to take the 2 energy per turn presence first, so that you can sustain your card plays for the next few turns. Right? If neither is an issue, if you have more than enough cards and more than enough energy, then congratulations, you've pretty much won the game because you can just go straight for track number 4, unlock that 5th juicy card play and the fast power, and yeah, you'll just outscale the enemies and stomp all over them. So with regards to the elements, you are probably going to get 2 from the card play track and 1 from the reclaim track. Which elements do you want? Well, that depends on your matchup. It might also depend on your personal mood. But today we'll be taking on Russia 6, which says, this level 6 says, if you do not blight during the Ravage phase, an Explorer in town will be parachuted in out of nowhere, and that sucks. So the best way to handle this is to actually let the Ravagers through and then clean up the Blight afterwards. Thankfully, we have just the tool for it, right? As Starlight, we can use the water ability to remove Blight that has been placed by Russia. So we definitely want to focus on water. And then with that, Earth is another natural element to go for because it gives us Defend 5. Now, Defend 5 is an important threshold against Russia because of Russia's ability that forces Ravages to happen on lands that have 3 or more Explorers. And you have 3 Explorers, they do 6 damage. So Defend 5 protects against that. Very important for keeping your animals alive and for keeping that Blight in check. So against Russia, I would recommend Water and Earth as the first 2 elements from the card play track. And based on that, whenever you draft minor powers, you want to prioritize cards that have those elements. Right. I think I've rambled on enough. To end off, the board that we'll be using in our solo playthrough is board C. I personally like board C a lot for Starlight because we start in the Blighted Land, and in board C, the Blighted Land is very central. 5 adjacencies, and yeah, this gives us a lot of flexibility. Given that in turn 1 we won't be moving presence, more or less, we'll probably be staying on the same land, and then we'll be growing either downwards or upwards depending on what explore card comes off. So it's just a very nice board, and this triangle of the Han here allows us to nicely defend whatever threats come up in these lands. Right, not gonna ramble on any longer, let's head straight into the game.